Let's talk allowance. Is it good or bad? Is it ruining your kids? Is it spoiling them? Is it helping them learn? Or is it turning them into communists? First take, give me one sentence, yes or no?
Allowance is a problem.
Problem?
It's a problem.
Oh dear.
Today we're going to talk about a few shortcuts and hacks that is just way better than paying your kids an allowance.
Stay tuned.
Smart Money Parenting.
Welcome back to Smart Money Parenting, #1 parent podcast in the world. Thanks for watching, listening, and subscribing. Click that bell if you're watching us on YouTube. Today we're going to talk about allowance. You ready for this one, Chad?
It's a big topic. Big topic. Everyone knows about allowance, paying your kids money.
Allowance is communism.
Oh boy.
Prove me wrong.
Can we say that on this show?
I don't know.
We just did.
I-
We just did. We got strong feelings about allowance, and that's what we're talking about today. Really, should you be paying allowance and what it does to kids? So, Scott, what is your
I'm
what is your
not a fan
experience?
of not a fan of communism. Just for the record.
Understood.
Should I be leaning forward and talking into this microphone?
I think it makes it official. Yeah. I
Okay.
think it's good.
All right. I'll be doing that off and on. It's my prop.
Yeah.
It's not even on.
Yeah, this is high tech. So I have 5 kids. My oldest is 18, my youngest is 7, and we've admittedly never actually paid allowance.
Wow.
Yeah, a lot of people think that's crazy. It's like, well, how do your kids earn money? What do they do? And just since the very beginning, I just didn't want to pay them for existing and for breathing. And every Saturday, here's your $20 or whatever it is. I just didn't feel like that was really productive.
So
Yeah.
why don't I be the antagonist here?
Go ahead.
I'm pro communism
Okay, great.
for the next little bit.
Okay.
Chad, allowance is it's the best way for my kids to start getting some money to pay for things. And don't they have to learn to pay for things? Like that's how they learn about money?
They do need to learn to pay for things, but why are they getting that money? Where's it coming from?
Bank of Dad
Bank of Dad. Okay.
never runs out
Yeah, Bank of Dad.
till they're 30.
Yeah, they're gonna be on that payroll for the next 30 to 40 years if they're just used to depending on the Bank of Dad. And
Okay.
that's my argument.
Okay. So the thought of a lot of parents is, we want to make sure our kids have some money to start
Right.
saving, spending, and sharing.
Sure.
So, the easiest thing to do, honestly, I'm busy. I'm a parent.
Yep.
My wife's busy.
Yep.
We got a bunch of little kids. I got, 3 kids, another one on the way in a couple months.
Congratulations.
Thank you. And, I don't want to have to try to work for all these other ways to get my kids paid or get them a job when they're 10 or whatever.
Yeah.
But it's an easy way for us to give them their age. So if they're 8 years old, we give them their age every week. Or
Right.
they're 12 years old, they get $12 a week or whatever. That's what a lot of parents
I think
do.
what you said though is spot on. You said it's the easiest way to get them through and learning about money. And I think that's the issue is it is the easiest way, and that's why everyone does it. But it's not the most effective way. If kids learn that no matter what I do in the house, I'm going to get paid on Saturday, then they get that mentality as a young kid that it doesn't really matter what I do. I expect a certain equal pay, and I'm just going to get that every week for the rest of my life, no matter what. And that's that dependency that I think really creates.
But that's the real world, Chad.
Yeah, that's not the real world. Not the real world here.
It's not.
I would much rather teach kids to learn about how they can get paid based on their effort and their results.
So what do you do? What's a good example here? Because I think we could probably talk about the gravy stack and the home gigs and all these ideas, but give a simple idea from for those listening, Chad is the author of Smart Not Spoiled, the book to teach kids financial literacy. It's an incredible book. People are using it worldwide. So he also manages money for a living, so he knows this topic pretty well with his kids. So talk about kind of your first iteration into this.
So in the beginning, it was I realized that there were certain things that we want our kids to do no matter what. It's not just, if you make your bed, you're going to get $5 because you made your bed. No, we're not going to train kids to get paid for every single thing they do. But I wanted them to really understand that if they put forth some extra effort, they can get paid. And so we created a menu of opportunities, a spreadsheet that basically had above and beyonds, stuff that's not the basic, set the table and make your bed and brush your teeth stuff, but more I'm going to clean the garage, or my older kids, I'm going to wash mom's car.
Mm.
You're going to go above and beyond.
Wash a window.
Wash the window. You're
Pump up your tires.
You're going to do something extra.
Organize a closet. Clean a bathroom.
Yeah, do something extra.
Make a meal for the whole family.
Make a meal for the whole family.
Learn
maybe.
Spanish for 30 minutes on my own. I don't know.
Yeah, do something. If you got a pet, you're going to do something extra above and beyond, right? So
yard work.
So you're getting paid for doing above and beyonds. And I think that's the important part is like, if I work hard, I earn money.
Mm.
And it's not like another week went by, where's my money with the handout?
What if the parents are saying, oh, sorry, I'm the antagonist.
Yeah.
What about if, we have our kids do chores and then we give them allowance? What's the problem with that?
I mean, you can take that approach. I think that is maybe the easier way. But I really feel that some chores are just like, it's part of the family. Like, you live here, you have clothes, you have a warm house, you've got a bed, you get food showing up every week, right? So you got to do something.
You got to pay rent.
You got to pay rent somehow.
Yeah.
So you got to do some basics. And I think most parents would agree with that. They don't want to spoil their kids. And so really it's more about the above and beyond stuff. So my kids have to pay for stuff. We're recording this around Christmas time, and they've got holiday parties, end of school year parties, birthday parties, whatever it might be. I make my kids actually buy the presents for these experiences and these parties. And the only way they can do that is by earning money.
Yeah.
So my 15-year-old son really they want to go to, I think they're trying to go to Disneyland and do a couple other things during the holiday break. And so he's been turning in his spreadsheet like clockwork every week. Dad, here's all the above and beyond work I've done this week. And he knows what it's worth. And so he gets paid, and he's saving up enough money so that he can not be, left out when his friends are going.
It's a lot better than, hey, Dad, I need $120 to go to Disneyland, or whatever it is now.
It's like
$18,000.
Yeah, it's like $200.
One of those turkey legs.
Yes. Yep.
Yeah. I think, one of the things that we always talk about is this, how do you have the right relationship with your kids as they're growing up? And I think allowance is one of those things that is even, the stats are in, it's like 63% of parents that do allowance say, yeah, I've given my kid the allowance anyway, even when they don't do their chores.
Right.
And so you're basically just teaching them that they don't have to come through. And what we've found, our kids are a little younger than yours, but they're starting to do all these things, and there's coercion involved, and there's like power attributes, and we're like, get your chores done, let's go, come on, you want your allowance, come on.
Yep.
And it's this kind of uphill battle that's a constant Saturday fight at times.
You feel like you're nagging them.
You're nagging
them, yeah.
And I want to remove that dynamic. And and then it doesn't stop the dad, I need this for that. Mom, I need $20 for going to a movie, we're going out on a social outing. I need $20 for this for school. I need this. We're going to a birthday party. Mom, did you buy the present?
Right. Exactly.
Kind of stuff. You want your kids to start having to make those financial decisions on their own.
Yep.
But also learning that there's things in the house that there's different value created for different things.
Right.
Right. If I'm going to go clean the whole garage, sweep the whole garage, probably not the same value as picking up one of the little
vacuuming
a rug.
Yeah, it's a lot different.
Or cleaning a dish, and so if you can establish value creation, you can get your kids to start to understand that certain things are worth more, certain things are worth less. It's the effort that you can put into it.
Agreed.
That gets them to learn it. So, and it removes, if you go away from the allowance side, you're actually removing a lot of those power dynamics, the coercion, and what I would consider the bribery.
Yep.
For love. I think one of the biggest things as kids grow, you've got to make sure you're not buying their love. This happens with parents, sometimes with separated parents. Like, it's like, I got to make sure my kids have the best time, and I want to bribe them as much as I can for love. What we're talking about is, no, you're setting up a really structured, great value add system that teaches them how to make and manage money well. And then you're removing that bribery, right? You're removing that coercion and you can have actually a deeper relationship with your kids.
I don't have that conflict of my kids, of feeling like, do I say yes or no because my kids need money? Because we've already established that they're going to actually work for and earn their own money and pay for stuff. And so I don't even get bugged if they're like, I'm going to the movies, 2 nights in a row, I'm going out to eat, I'm doing all this stuff. Like, that's their choice. They worked hard, they earned their money, and I'm going to let them have that freedom. And they're going to learn through experience how much a dollar is worth. I remember actually one of my 15-year-old, when he was like 12 or 13, he worked for a few hours working at our sports gym, and I think he made $30 or $40 in a few hours, and he went to a white elephant and gift exchange, and he actually was going to buy that gift that was basically equal to the amount that he took home. And I was like, are you sure? Like, you took 3 or 4 hours on a Saturday, and in 10 minutes here at the store, you bought the gift and all that money was gone. And he was like, yeah, but Dad, I'm also getting the experience of the party because you have to bring a gift, 3 hours with my friends, and I'm going to get a gift back. He's like, so I'm going to get something in return, and if I don't like it, I can take it back. So like, he was already thinking in his head, I put in this time and earned
He's
some money.
probably going to get a slinky back.
Yeah, hopefully he gets something better than that. But the point is, like, he's thinking through these decisions on his own,
and I think
it's independence. You know, they're thinking independently, self-reliance.
And I think the key here is you want your kids to make the decisions at home before they get out into the real world.
Right.
So here's the other side. I'm still the antagonist. Sorry.
Okay. All right.
Communism is good. No, I'm kidding. So I don't pay my kids at all. They do their chores because they're good little kids and they're good teenagers and they're good kids, and we don't really have battles. They know what to do on a Saturday. Well, what's the response to that?
I think that's great that they just naturally want to work hard in the home. Who's paying for their stuff?
Me.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Who's paying for all their stuff?
Their mother helps.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm still the antagonist, but yeah, I think the issue there is how are your kids going to learn anything?
They're not going to learn anything because
money.
They're not experiencing the earning and the spending and the managing of money. Like, if your child earns $100 and they want to make decisions over the next couple months, they're going to be able to test and experiment and see, like, oh, I regret that decision, or I'm really excited about that. I bought a toy. It was way more expensive than I planned on spending, and yet I don't even want to play with it anymore. It's been a month.
Yeah.
So they get to experience that. If mom and dad just slap the card down or push the Amazon button and the box shows up and they don't play with it anymore, they don't care. They move on and they say, Mom and Dad, I got another idea. Here's the latest and greatest toy that I want to get.
Yeah.
And I think that's the big issue is we will train them on their mindset about money from a very young age. And if we're not intentional, then we're going to create a lot of issues that are going to come up later in life. And I think allowance is one of those topics where if we just pay the bills without ever letting them experience the effort and the work and the decision making, we're creating little dependent soldiers. And like you said, there's a power struggle. It just changes the relationship in my experience.
Well, yeah, that's a really powerful way of thinking about it. You know, we have this discussion a lot with Gravy Stack, right? So for those who are new to listening, Gravy Stack is a banking app that plays like a game. It's our way of helping kids become financially literate and competent to be successful in the real world. It's a powerful app, and we've really tackled the issue of allowance. So we created together with our team, we created something called Home Gigs. And it's a simple 3-step process in the app that makes it all automated. You don't have to have the big whiteboard and make kids like tick things off the whole week. It's basically moms and dads say in the app, and it's all, you know, it goes daily or weekly or monthly for all their gigs, but they basically go, here's the stuff you're doing as you're expected, right? For free. This is your rent. You're going to get up, make your bed, clean your room, brush your teeth, get dressed, set the table, maybe even take out the trash and wash the dishes. But then here's the list of things that you are now responsible for paying for. The toys, the trinkets, the souvenirs, the extra clothes, the social outings with your friends.
Right.
You mentioned birthday gifts before. That's a brilliant thing to have
love
your
it.
kids.
Yeah, I think it's cool because the kids actually will bring the gift and be able to say, like, I got this myself.
It means so much more.
It means a lot more.
How many times have you like have parents buy their kids the gift, they get the card, the kid signs it, doesn't even know what it is. They drop it off at the party and go run and play. They don't
sign
even
the
care.
Card, or even just put your cash in the card. And it's like they didn't even do anything.
Right. So then we go, okay, so you got your free stuff that you're doing, your expected gigs. You got your list of stuff we're not going to be paying for anymore, and the kids are reminded of this in the app, or it all goes on the fridge. We give you a printout. And then the last one is, here are the gigs around the house. Here are 6. We have 60 in the app that you can go through and customize your own.
And that inventory is building.
It's building all the time.
More ideas are coming in from great parents.
Listeners that use it are adding to it. And so it's an easy way for parents to create that money menu that you were talking about, to be able to, you know, organize a closet, clean a bathroom, do the, you know, windows, or do something in the yard. Those are all powerful ways that kids can make a couple bucks. Sometimes maybe it's 50 cents, maybe it's $3, maybe it's $10 for the bigger ones. You know?
Yeah, as a parent, you get to choose. And so wherever you live, if you're listening in right now, it doesn't matter necessarily the price. It's going to be different based on where you live and your circumstances. What matters is you're teaching that there's an attached value to specific types of work, and kids can choose. Like, they can have a little bit of independence and say, I want to work on this. I enjoy doing this, and I'm going to earn money. This is how much money I need to earn. They start thinking about even like budgeting as a kid.
Yep.
How much money am I going to need over the next few months? How much work do I need to do? And if they haven't done the work in my family, like, I'm not bailing them out at the last second.
Yeah, that's another piece of this, right? Like you don't want to bail your kids out all the time, because then that's just as bad as allowance,
Right.
in a way. You're
Right.
basically like, yeah, you didn't bring that to the store. Oh, you don't have the money in your debit card and gravy stack, or you don't have the money in your spend jar.
Right.
All right, here you go. You owe me or something. You forget all about it. So if you can take away those issues and get the kids to be creating value, in the Gravy Stack app, we basically tried to make it 60 seconds or less.
Right.
It's automatic paycheck for the kids. They know what they have to buy from now on. Those things renew based on whatever you want them to do, weekly, monthly, daily, one-offs, and they get paid just as easy as allowance.
And I think the awesome part, though, about the Gravy Stack kind of organization is that you get to change the terms. You can set the terms. You can set the recurring tasks and home gigs and opportunities. And so kids are not coming up to mom and dad and saying, hey, I need $20. I need $30 this weekend. They already know where to go. They go on the Gravy Stack app. They can look through the home gigs and say, what is out there that I can earn money doing?
Yep.
And that's just a real easy way to set it up. You can edit it, but set it up and forget about it. And the kids have a chance to just earn money right there. It's all in the app.
Yep. And there is a little bit of allowance if people really want to wean off of it or use it for a little while with the youngest kids. That's still there for them.
Yeah. Allowance is better than doing nothing and just paying for everything for your kids. So we're just trying to offer a much better way to create that 50 million financially competent kids who are ready to succeed in the real world. And that's going to come through actual experience of decision making and making choices and associating hard work and effort with results. You're not going to get that by just paying allowance, but certainly allowance is better than nothing, which sometimes it's just kids aren't expected to do anything and mom and dad are just going to pay for whatever you want.
Bailouts.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, speaking of bailouts. Okay, I'm no longer a communist.
Okay. You're back to your real self.
I'm back to my real self.
Welcome back, Scott.
Yeah. I like sharing.
Yes.
I think sharing is good.
Yep.
Being considerate of your fellow man.
Right.
That's generosity.
Absolutely.
But I don't want to take yours without your approval.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
Okay, well, there's our discussion on allowance. We have a huge parent community that talks in the Gravy Stack community, as well as the Smart Money Parenting community, and you can ask your questions there. You can go to smartmoneyparenting.com. If you want to ask us a question on the website and you get featured on here, we're going to give you a little spiff, a little reward for getting on the show. And you can ask us, a little giveaway, anything you want to ask us as a parent. It can be about emotional health. It can be about financial literacy. It can be about just raising kids. And even we'll get into these in future episodes, taxes and all the things you can do to help your kids learn investing, save, spend, share, earn, all those kinds of things. So I don't have anything more to say. Should we sign off?
Yeah, I think we should sign off. I think this was a great conversation. A lot of ideas. Hopefully you got something you took away, an idea about how to pay your kids or teach them a little bit more about being financially responsible. Self-reliance and autonomy as a young kid is extremely important for their confidence. And so we're going to be here with this community with a lot of great parents and people out there who are going to give you financial ideas to just become better parents.
So if you want a list of gigs that you can do and things around the house that your kids can do for extra money, you just go to smartmoneyparenting.com/home gigs. It's HOMEGIGS. So you can get that list there. We'll give that to you as a freebie for listening in. It'll also give you more tools and tips for your kids on the site. But yeah, so that's allowance.
Big list. So yeah, go to the website, download it. Thanks for listening. Thanks for subscribing. Hopefully you get some value out of today's topic.
It takes more than money if you want to succeed. You gotta know what to do with it. You gotta take the lead. You gotta give them confidence. You gotta make them smart. If your kids are gonna thrive, now's the time to start. Smart money.